material and
That's
method,
right.
result,
Exactly.
discussion.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is where thinking is not there. And sometimes, my graduate students, those who graduated from me,
Okay.
Datuk, Professor Zaki Saleh, for example, he will remember me and he will regurgitate how, if you study with Professor Asma, you know you have to do this. He regurgitated because I taught him all this.
This is what you learned when you were in
No,
the States, or
no,
you
no.
formulate it yourself?
I didn't learn Z to A.
Mm.
In the States was just again teaching me about fundamental,
Fundamentals, I
right?
see. Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a practical person.
Mm.
I learned the fundamental. I came back and did Ong Kok Hai at that time. My head of department, Professor Ong Kok Hai, he said, Asma, how do I solve this typhoid problem? We have a typhoid problem. There was a lot of epidemic. And then we are located where? Oh, Kelantan.
Mm.
Number one, usually, fighting between Kedah, Kelantan, Sabah, Sarawak. Who's going to be number one for typhoid, right?
Yep.
So now they say, how do we solve? How do we provide the solution to typhoid? So that's where I start thinking.
I guess he asked the right question: how to provide a solution.
Yeah, to typhoid. He didn't ask me what kind of research I want to do.
Exactly.
He asked me what kind of solution. This is my problem right now in Kelantan. We have a problem, epidemic of typhoid every year without fail. Now we don't. There's no more. Based on the research that we've done, the translational project we've done, to me,
Really?
translational
That's impact.
it should be part and parcel of the continuum of research. I don't understand when people say, I'm fundamental, I'm applied.
This is basically in silo.
To me,
Yeah, okay.
you have to do fundamental, move to applied, from applied. You to create the technology platform, you combine to create something that can help humanity. End game. Right? Because all this is in a continuous stream. This is not like silo based. This is not like, oh, I'm just doing fundamental, I'm not moving next
And I
to the
keep
next level.
doing the same thing for understood.
The Quran have asked you, what have you done with the knowledge that you have generated? It is not enough to do fundamental. You have to take the fundamental to the next level, right? Because at the end of the day, what have you done? If you have done that, it's called wisdom. Otherwise, it's just knowledge. It's just information, right? So to me, if you move this, right? So that's why I created Inform. It's the first translational. Now the buzzword is translational. Hello. Inform is the first translational center of excellence in the country. I had always said fundamental combined with technology platform, combine that to create products that can now move and change humanity, make a difference to humanity. Now the word after blueprint came out, higher education, now research must be translational. Research has need to be translational even before. It's just that I don't use the word translational. Maybe now that's the password, but at least I started RDC, which is now the words being used. So all the fundamental grants, the FRGS, upper S came for me. So I started it because we had a committee in higher education at that time. I was just a pengarah Inform at that time. I was a member. So I started fundamental grant, long-term research grant. So all the fundamental LRGS, okay. RDC started it. Ask Hassan Said, he will say the same thing. She started the word RDC, and then I went RDCE with the enterprise, because I need to see that when you create the knowledge, you create the whole value chain, and unless what you have done has not created an impact to the community and to humanity, you ain't done enough. You have not done enough, and you have not completed your job. People say when you are born, you're Khalifah in this world, all right? You're Khalifah for what? What have you done? So to me, I want to say, okay, at the end of the day, God, if it's time for me to go, if I have to have my eyes closed, I must have done it. I must have done something to help people, which I think, inshallah, I have done. Tapidot has helped more than 2 million people around the world, has created a lot of startups and 500 companies around the world, created 500 jobs around the world, companies around the world that survive on Tapidot and all that. So it was a good experience in the commercialization of R&D. But like I said, it's been used as an example. Created many awards for me. Like I said, you didn't plan it, when before when at USM, when we made the discovery, the patent and all that, they say I was advised by the university, sell it, you know, take your millions, sell it, you know. And I said, no, I don't want to sell it. I want to see how far I can go with it. They were willing to offer at that time USD 1 million. You know, how much USD 1 million? To buy my patent, you know. So
Who wants to buy your patent?
my competitor, the one who made the
right.
diagnostics in US
Okay.
for Datuk.
Mm.
So to basically it was to buy the patent and to kill it. That way there's no new
Yes.
product that will come up to compete,
Right.
right? So 1 million USD was on the table. So it's like take it, you know, 1 million USD. You know how much is that? You know, it's a lot of ringgit lah kan. But I said no, I want to go. And of course, at that time, Datuk KJ said, "Are you sure?" You know, he was the TNC, you know, my mentor. And Datuk KJ, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I want to go through the value chain. It's all right. I will sacrifice Dot if this is my learning one." He said, "You know, you may not get anything out of it." I said, "That's okay. I want to learn to go through the
So
value
you
chain."
willing to risk a
Yeah,
lot of.
you have to have the courage. I told you, you have to have the courage to go through that. You know, first is to commercialize. Second is to go through the commercialization gate. There's another one that you know, which you know, that the dear Karim never invited me to give a talk on commercialization. He asked me to give a talk on something else. But the thing is, that is what I do. I go around the world teaching about how to do commercialization of R&D, but was never asked for by Ulm University. That is the beauty of it all. So if Karim, you're listening, pay attention. So okay, it's not enough to say I have commercialized. Did you go through the commercialization gate? Because now you will learn it's a long and bumpy ride.
Yes.
And a lot of this misconception, that lecturers are saying, oh, you've commercialized, this is the time for you to make money. Hello, it takes a long way before you make
So
money.
much longer to actually make
Yeah.
money.
Yes, to make money.
How long is the time, more or less?
Well, my R&D
from-
took me about 5 years, right?
Mhm.
So, and then after that, the commercialization, because you know, it's not easy to put pioneer products in the market. Biodiagnostic, Malaysia. Since when? Malaysia is always famous for Malaysia, truly Asia, you know. So that is for tourism. Since when did Malaysia go into biodiagnostic?
Mhm.
And who is this?
Mm.
This Ismail A. Who is that? And I've been to conferences where, you know, I'm sitting there and you say, when are we going to start? Or we're waiting for Professor Ismail to come. Professor Ismail, yes, we are waiting for him. So I said, I'm Professor Ismail. No, we are waiting for Professor Asma Ismail. Yes, in Malaysia is a female. So yeah, that is another thing I have not even touched the surface about
That
about what
stereotypical, the scientist, a great
gender,
scientist is,
that
is
it
to be
has
a
to
male.
be a male, right? So waiting for Professor Ismail to come. So I've been sitting there for 15 minutes and still, when are we going to start? So that is another thing. So
But
that,
what's your faith? I mean, going through all that bumpy roads, that journey.
you know, at the end of the
what's
day, you know, I say in retrospect, you know, sometimes
yes,
when I'm
yes,
alone, you know,
yes,
I keep
yes.
on thinking, the hell drive you to do all that?
That's the thing.
You know, and I said now, you know, would I do it again?
Yes, would you?
know,
Would you
it
actually do it again if you're
Actually,
younger?
actually, huh?
If you,
I am still young.
younger, a little bit younger.
Well, I would do it again. I said to Ahmad, you know, after USM, what would I do? You know,
Mm.
why would I start a company? You know, I think there's a lot more in me that has not been tested. Before I go to the grave, I think there's a lot more challenge.
What
that
do you
needs to-
foresee then? What you want? What do you want to do?
You know,
Yeah,
I
you
said,
really want to do, yeah.
you know, after more than 35 years in the university, a lot of people were asking for optional retirement. You know, it's like, what the hell do you do? I mean, it's like I'm signing off optional retirement to about 300 a year, and then asking them, what do you do? Oh, I'm so looking forward to taking care of my chuchu and this and that. Hello, life must be more than that.
Okay.
You know, so and I said to Ahmad, Do you want me to like after retirement, what do you want? Do not stay at home because it's going to drive me crazy. So he said, no, I need a break. So you go do something because you're gonna drive me crazy if you're at home. So I have tested myself. I took let's say leave, because I've got like so much leave that I didn't take. My steno was crying and saying, please go and take some leave because if I take leave, now everybody can take leave.
Exactly.
So so I said, I did just 2 days. I go gaga. I don't think I can survive beyond 2 days. So basically, I need to work. So
2 days on leave, doing nothing. It's you go gaga.
I go gaga. It's like I go into brain dead mode. So I cannot go into brain dead mode. Brain must think. A brain is a wasted thing if it's not thinking. So that's the way.
It's got to
And
work,
you get
yeah.
ideas. By talking to students, by talking to lecturers, you get ideas. And from these ideas, you need to move. So that's why, among other things, I think I left higher education DG to come back to university because as a DG, you have ideas, but you don't have an army. In a university, you get ideas, you have an army. I have a Karin, I have an Aisha, I have a Rahman, I have a Farhan who can now move things, but you have to come up with the ideas and they come up with the ideas and we jam the ideas together and then we can move. There's an army that can make a difference.
I think we're coming perhaps to
Yeah,
close.
finishing, yeah.
It's 2 more minutes?
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes, I think. So, yes, so you come back to USM. Now you have an army who can actually work with the ideas that you have.
Not just I have, ideas
And
that we
also,
have.
we have, sorry, yeah. So in 2050, what would be your vision for USM?
First of all, whether I'm alive in 2050 to see that vision.
How do you
How old
foresee?
will I be in 2050? 2050
Let's not
is
talk
too
about
far.
how old you will be.
It's too far.
But maybe 25.
I envision USM as a university with a difference. There are so many universities without soul who press on excellence, right? I envision USM to show to the world being a university with soul. I think we are on the right track. We say #syukur selalu. People with soul understand gratitude. And if you understand gratitude, you know when you say thank you, a lot more will be done
Yeah.
because you know and appreciate what is being done,
Yes.
and what you have achieved. And I think that will go far with USM. And USM, I've always said, #USM style. That is my message to USM, my belief that USM will always do #USM style. It's all right. Other UBCs, other universities can do what they want to do. But USM is great because of what USM has done so far.
The recent one,
The
in
Apex agenda
there also
has helped
the
with the university impact.
ranking.
Yes.
On the
So
SDG.
that's why I said that USM has always believed that the true north of the university is to be able to create knowledge, do not stop with that, but move that knowledge to be able to help humanity. And we say humanity, among humanity can be manusia sejagat, can be everybody, but if we concentrate on helping people, the poor, that is an intellectual blue ocean if you only realize it, because nobody makes product for the poor. They make product for the rich. In order to make product for the poor is to make it to be accessible, available, affordable, right? That means the technology must be different. That in
That's
essence is creating the blue ocean and creating new technology that will create new IP for the university. That's why I say, stop playing catching up, turn around the way we do research.
I think that reminds me a lot of Prof. Muhammad Yunus' lecture
Ya, betul lah.
and his work. He's the banker for the poor, and he is a game changer.
Yes,
Totally game changer.
because if you now talk about sales volume, any product you want to commercialize about sales volume. That's why I said to inform, concentrate on infectious disease that is relevant and prevalence among the poor. Because where is the poor? It's all along the equator. You turn the globe. The world 7.6 million, 5 billion are poor. You talk about any disease that you do for the poor, the sales volume is 5 billion. You know, the world is 7.6 billion, so you have 5 billion sales power. But if something is affordable, available, and is of good quality, why would the rich not want to buy this? So instead of having only 5 billion, you actually get 7.6 billion. Come on, that to me is blue ocean. If you can't think through that, it's like, you can't see through enough. So that to me is like the ABC of what USM is all about, the true north of what university is all about. That when we start to think about helping humanity, then the university to me is on the right track. Then we don't see the student as catching, how much tuition fee they're paying, We see the student as an individual that needs to be nurtured.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So that's why I said to them now, it's about learning experience. It's not about teaching and learning now, it's about learning experience of what you can get out from University of Science Malaysia. That hopefully will make you a better citizen, a better nation builder for the country, and a truly great global citizen. That's my wish.
Last but not least, my last question, a concluding question is that, how would you like to be remembered?
At the end of the day, I think I've always been associated with R&D with soul.
Yes.
But I think now, as you lead the university, I also would like to say that I want to be remembered for putting soul into education, for bringing back what is education all about. Soul from nurturing, soul from the way the students actually learn about knowledge, how they learn about knowledge, what built their character, in terms of what made them to have and appreciate unity in diversity, what made them want to appreciate peace, not just in this country but for the world. If you have people like that, and you have people that do whatever they need to do, but at the end of the day they know that they will help humanity in the long run, short term, long game, end game.
The end game. Okay.
Yes. So, and I want to be remembered for that. I think for putting back soul into education, putting back soul into R&D. Hopefully that will help.
Thank you very much for the very entertaining, to me, I have to say, to be honest, I have goosebumps as you talk.
Really?
Yes, because I think you have impact. You have created an impact. You have actually impacted many people, not just the warga USM, also personally, in person. So I'm actually thank you for the interview. Thank you for spending time with us.
All right.
Thank you
very much. All right. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
All right.
Okay.
Datuk goreng angin.